Da na 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 na. Simply.
Hi, I'm Ann from Ann's Keep It Simple, and today we are doing pasta and paninis. And I really didn't write a recipe out for a panini because panini is kind of a fancy word for a toasted cheese sandwich. You can make it out of anything that you want, whatever you have on hand. Again, this is the last recipe of one of our seasons, so we're stressing the fact that you use what you have. Use what you have. If you have sliced roast beef, that's fine. If you have leftover chicken, that's fine. If you have ham, that's fine. Turkey, if you just have cheese, 2 or 3 different kinds of cheeses and tomatoes on a toasted sandwich is a panini. I mean, and it's wonderful. It's really good. You can always add fresh herbs or dried herbs if you want to that also, and it works out perfectly. So that's really the panini part of this recipe today. So, not really a recipe, you use what you have, that's the important part. And pasta, today I'm using spaghetti because that's what I had on hand, and we use what we have. I'm doing an Alfredo veggie stir kind of recipe today. I just happen to have fresh peppers and everything else. You can put frozen veggies in this. You can do whatever you have on hand, whether it's corn, green beans, peas, fresh peppers, Brussels sprouts. I don't know why that was hard to say today, but use whatever you have on hand. And I'm just gonna saute these veggies up just a little bit. This recipe is going to be for 2 to 4 people. However many sandwiches you make, you know, you'll feed that many people, of course. I'm making 2 of them today just because to show you the recipe and how quickly this will go. You just butter your bread like you would for any toasted cheese sandwich or toasted sandwich whatsoever with meat or just cheese. And get that in the pan. And I'm using whatever bread I have on hand. Again, it doesn't have to be too fancy. And I'm just going to put, today I have turkey on hand. So we're using turkey and a little bit of roast beef. I guess I have too. And I ran out of cheese slices, so we're going to go ahead and use just shredded cheese because it works just fine also. And get these cooking. Now I went ahead and pre-cooked the pasta. I said today I'm using spaghetti. You can use fettuccine, you can use macaroni, whatever you have on hand is fine. Because this recipe is pretty versatile when it comes to veggies and pasta and anything else. It's just a quick stir fry. And those will cook down a little bit more as you go. I already had went ahead and pre-cooked the pasta and drained it to put in here, and I'm going to go ahead and just pour that in on top of there. And it is drained, so I don't have a lot of the extra water or anything like that. I'm going to use with the pasta on the recipe for this amount of pasta. Like I said, it's 8 ounces of pasta. This will feed 4 people easy. I have a tablespoon of butter. And I use, my measuring device is a fork for when it comes to chopped garlic. If you have fresh garlic, by all means use it. A couple cloves of garlic, fresh garlic is more than enough. I do add it later on once I already get everything cooking and stuff, because you don't want to burn your garlic. That will ruin the whole dish and you'll have to stir it all over. You'll just never get rid of that burnt garlic taste. So once I add the pasta into the veggies and everything else, whatever I have on hand, I go ahead and add the garlic. It'll have plenty of time to cook down. Turn it down to medium, probably. Again, red pepper flakes I use just for flavor. Our family loves it, loves the spices. Put that in right over top, just like that. Salt and pepper to taste, of course, you guys. So, however you like it. This is a cup of milk. And I have 2 tablespoons of butter, sour cream, and we're going to add that right in there. Now this will all saute together. Trust me, I have 1 cup of wine, white wine, and that's what helps bring it up to the Alfredo sauce, of course. And I always add a little bit of Parmesan to my Alfredo sauce, and black pepper. If you have white pepper, that's fine, use whatever you have. And this is gonna steam and soak up and thicken as you're working on your sandwiches. Come back here and get my cheese on with the other toasted parts of the bread for my sandwiches. Now a panini pan, this happens to be a grill pan. You don't have to use a grill pan, people. It's a no-brainer. It's a toasted cheese sandwich, that's what it comes out to being. If you don't have a grill pan or a panini pan with a big weight and everything else, if you want a press sandwich, just use, a piece of salt, shaker or something to weight it down a little bit. Make sure you're not going to melt anything, of course, in the pan. But that's how easy it is to get a pressed sandwich, which is what a panini is. And I'm going to go ahead and flip these over. And they do have the toasted marks on there just because it's a grill pan. If you're using a frying pan, perfect either way. Perfect. Now I can bring the heat down on this to pretty much a low because you're just melting the cheese and toasting the bread. So I'll partially cover that to keep the heat in there. Turn up the heat on this one. You can do all this at the same time. Now that you've got everything in the pan, turn up the heat a little bit. It's gonna melt together, saute the pasta. And I'm gonna put a little bit of black pepper in there because that's just what I like. And the Parmesan cheese still. And that's optional. I didn't put that on the recipe because it is optional. You can use it if you want to, you don't have to. There we go. And you can salt it to taste too. But you'll see now that it's cooking together and everything else, and it's automatically thickening up as it cooks. It seems a little watery probably to begin with, but don't fret. It's just going to come together and the pasta soaks up those juices and everything else. At this point, if you want to make it a main meal for pasta Alfredo or veggie Alfredo, stick some chicken in there if you want to, or anything that you have on hand. That's the whole point of using what you have. So at this point, our sandwiches are probably about done. Now I did pre-cook the pasta pretty much to almost done. So it's really easy when you stick everything together that it comes together very quickly. However you like your pasta, whether it's pretty done or al dente, which al dente means has a little bit of firmness to it still. And these are probably done. We'll go ahead and cut the panini. And you can see it's beautifully toasted, warm, melty cheese. And then we'll stick some pasta on there because it's already put together. Came together very quickly. And you just serve that up on the side. And it's cheesy, sour cream, peppery, veggie, tossed in there. You can even dip your sandwich in there if you want to. That's fine too. And that's how quick and easy a pasta panini dinner comes together, guys. You can do that any night of the week. By all means, just enjoy.